Hi everyone, I'm Tom, and this is going to be a quick overview of Santa Maria. Don't worry, there'll still be a playthrough and a first impressions going up, but this is just going to be a quick kind of overview of what the game is about. So, it's the 16th century, we are colonists trying to build the best colony. Here are our starting colonies. The A sides of the boards are all slightly different, so you'll see that most of the things are the same. My town hall is there, whereas on this board the town hall is over there. A lot of the things are the same, but they're just a little bit different to change things up. On the other side, everything's the same, and you get to place one of these specific town halls that will give you, a different benefit at the start of the game, like these do, but you get to decide where they are. But that's for the advanced game. So on a turn, you've got your choice of these actions. You can add new tiles to your board by spending 2 wood for a 2-sized one, or 2 wood and a grain for a 3-sized one. There are always 5 available in each round, and you get to pick from there. You place them anywhere that there's an empty space, so you can't cover up existing, pre-printed spaces, and you can't cover up existing tiles. You can pay to activate a building. The first building you activate in a round costs 1 money, and then the second one costs 2, third one costs 3, and so on and so on. You place the money on the building though, and that building is not going to activate now for the rest of the round. So I'll quickly just go over the actions that the things can do. If you see a resource on the space, so gems and wood and things, if you were to activate one of those, you would get that resource and just put it in your storage area. You can have maximum of 3 of each of the things. A quick note about the resources: you can always buy a basic resource as a free action for 3 coins, that's grain or wood, and you can always sell a basic resource for 1 coin or an advanced resource for 2 coins. You can't buy these though. This space would get you 2 money. This would advance you on the religion track, which is up here. You advance along here, and once you pass a monk, you get to recruit one of your monks. You've got 6 in the game. You can either go into these spaces and get some immediate resources, some gems or some gold or some happiness, which are the points of the game, get 3 points. Or you can place them up here, and these are special abilities that you will get in the game. So if you had a monk on the ability, you get to use it at any time. So this would let you, if you have dice on your buildings, which you will later on, you can move them by paying a money. This would let you spend a wood or a grain to change a die to a different number when you take one. And usually when you take dice, you have to put them on the last building in a row or a column. This lets you put them on any building in there. And then there are endgame scoring opportunities. Going on here will cost you 2 points at the end of the game, but it can potentially earn you loads. Like this is for every person that is connected by a road to your town centre, every city that is connected to your town hall. And if somebody is already on one of these, another player can still go on them, but they have to pay 2 money to the player that is already there. This building would get you some wood and a conquistador. When you get a conquistador, you move up the conquistador track, and if you cross one of these spaces, you will get a gold. Gold is a wildcard resource. It can be used as anything. Sometimes you want specifically gold, but you can substitute it for other things. If you are the first on the conquistador track, and if people are on the same space at the end of the round, then the person who got there first is considered first. There are points available, and it's different depending on the number of players and which round we're in. It's 3 rounds in the game. And finally, you could do a shipping action. There are 4 contracts always available. To fulfill the contract, you need to hand in the given resource, and depending on which space it came from, you have to put it on that space. So if I gave up, one of my starting wood to do this, I'm going to get a point at the end of the game. It goes here on my player board. Now, at the end of every round, when I decide to retire from the round, I am going to get a point every single round. And similarly, if it was in one of these spaces, I'd get 2 money, a movement on the conquistador track, or a movement on the religion track. So that's all of the stuff you can activate anyway with the money. The next action you can do is use a dice. Now, you can use one of the white dice. You can use up to 3 of those on a turn, because we put the number of dice out 3 per player. And they're rolled at the start of the round, and we draft them basically. So if I wanted to activate, say, my 3 column, then I could take this 3 dice, put it on here, and it activates the column. So it would come down, I would get a wood, another wood, a movement on the religion track, and 2 money. And the dice goes on top of the last building, so not just roads with people on, the last building in that column. So it means I can't use that again for the rest of this round. If I really want to use that multiple times, maybe I would have wanted to put this lower, so that the dice would end up on here. And now I could activate the 3 again if I wanted to, because with any of the dice, you can pay a money to adjust it by 1 pip each time. They don't wrap, so if they're 1s, you can't pay 1 to move it to a 6, you'd have to pay 5, but you can always pay to adjust to what you need. There are also blue dice in the game, and we each start with 1. They're rolled at the start of the round, and similarly you can pay to move them up and down, but these work on the rows rather than the column. Another benefit of the religion track is that once you go past these thresholds that have the 2 and the 3 on them, you will unlock an extra blue dice for every round. The last thing that you can do in the round is retire. You take your disc from here and place it on one of these bonuses. So you can either have 2 money, a movement on the religion track, the conquistador track, a shipping action, or you can take one of these 1 square tiles and place it in your colony. You then get any bonuses from shipping, from all of the ships that you've got on there, and the player order is decided by whoever picked the highest bonus is going to go first next round. As the rounds go on, you're going to get more and more stuff on your player board. The bonuses for conquistadors and things are going to go up. You're going to get more and more monks out. If you can get to the end of the religion track, every time you would get more movement on this track, you would get points, and you can always, whenever you gain religion, you can always spend grain to move an extra space on this track as well. So that's a perfectly viable way of getting some points. After we've done all of the stuff for the end of the 3rd round, it's the end of the game. You sell all of your goods for the 1 or 2 coins that they're worth, and every 3 coins that you've got is worth a happiness point. Then we look at your colonies, and for every completed row or column that you've got, so this is just a random example of building your colony up a bit more. For every completed row or column that you've got, you get as many points as there are colonists in that completed row. So if we did the rows here, I would get 1 point for this one. It's complete, there's only 1 person on it. Here, it's complete, 2 people, that's 2 more points. None of these are complete though, so I'd get nothing for that. And finally, we look at all of the contracts that we've shipped, and for every complete, column, for every set, every different one that we've done, we are going to get 3 points as well. And it's just most points wins. So I think that gives you a good idea about the game. This is going to be available at Essenspiel 2017 from Aporta Games. And if you'd like to see a playthrough of the game or know what I think about it, then I will link those on the screen as well. But thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye.